Hi everyone, welcome back to Horizon Zero Dawn. We are in the middle of a battle. We fought off a lot of Deathbringers, a lot of other machines, but it doesn't look too good so far. Oh shit. Oh no.
Hades is transmitting.
This is what we were trying to avoid. That is not good. And then we saw a Deathbringer that was... Oh shit. I mean, we can't fight all of them. Anyway, there was one Deathbringer that was pulling a weird thing behind him, like a bowl that looked like a corruption, and I do think that was Hades. Oh shit, they're like buried everywhere. Oh no, right there. Fuck. What is that black stuff? Is that the corruption? Yeah. Biomass conservation initiated. That is bad, I would say.
Started the signal.
Oh,
They must have gotten through the defenses. Baron's vanguard. I have to get up there.
Now then, do it, Aloy. Whoops.
Gotta keep going. Keep pushing. Knew this wouldn't be easy. So no holding back. They're alive.
Aloy! It's Aloy! Well, you can see that. We thought you'd fallen at the ridge.
No, the ridge fell on me. Look, there isn't a lot of time left.
Where's the Deathbringer that just came out of the ground?
Not alone.
It's my fight. I
No.
can't ask you to come with me.
We're
Aloy,
about to go over the top
Come
anyway,
on.
right? Right.
Hawk and Thrush, let's go.
like, I understand your... At some point, we also just need to face the reality and, awesome. Reality sometimes means we have to get someone's help, and this is the perfect time. Okay, where to go? I guess this way. Or maybe not. Yeah, guys, I was wrong. Sorry. I think we have to go this way. Can you all climb? Probably. The warriors. There is Hades. Are you here? Okay, doesn't matter. We need to get to the...
Arrival of Entity has been anticipated. Entity will not halt transmission. To contrary, calculations are precise. Presence of Entity has been accounted for.
Ooh. Hi. Duck?
Deathbringer right there!
Oh really? Thank you for pointing that out. I didn't see it. I didn't tell. I didn't remove the other one. Didn't see that. Jesus. Oh no! Definitely not what I wanted. Okay, so what's next? What's the stuff that's shooting? I'm not really... Oh, okay, I see. Relentless. Okay, what's next?
Another fleet of machines! Are you ready? All
no.
of you, focus on the new machine! No idea what that was. It's definitely not good. Oh, what the fuck? We
We got them! We still stand, and they do not!
Whoa. Can I not get these things off? Like, you know, I'm not really sure.
Time enough to keep the machines back.
Okay, let's get some fire going. Okay. That was at least fun.
The time I've got left. I can do this.
I'm not sure what I can still hit there. There, this thing in the middle. I see it. Shit. It's overheating. Nice.
My way's clear.
The Deathbringer falls. The battle is ours.
Jesus, guys. I cannot talk while I'm doing this, I'm sorry. Okay, let's craft as much as we need to. And then collect the stuff. Man. That was intense. It is fun though to fight it. Oh nee. Okay.
System threat imminent.
I'm more than a threat.
Uh-oh. What? Elizabeth.
Master override armed. To activate state name and rank.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Purging extinction protocol.
It can't be that easy. I mean, not that it was easy, but I don't know. I expected to die more. Do you think it worked, guys? I'm not sure. It looks good. Ah, they weren't in the on the spire. Oh my god. Take that thing with you, maybe you need it later. I would never have been able to do this without them. I think we did it, guys. Gaia log, February 3rd.
Okay, sorry about that. Where was I?
You were telling a story.
Right. Yeah, so, like I was saying, it was a children's electronics kit, but I hacked the wiring to an auto battery and solar PV. So the grass caught fire. And, so did a tall pine that had stood there, I don't know, maybe 100 years.
Query. You were how old?
6. My mother was home, thank God, so she called the fire department, and after, she took me out to the lawn and showed me the dead baby birds, because there were nests in the pine tree.
Query. What did you feel?
I'm not sure. I remember yelling that I didn't care, and that's when my mother took my face in her hands and spoke.
Query. What did she say?
She said I had to care. She said, Elizabeth, being smart will count for nothing if you don't make the world better. You have to use your smarts to count for something. To serve life, not death.
You often tell stories of your mother, but you are childless.
I never had time. Guess it was for the best.
If you had had a child, Elizabeth, what would you have wished for him or her?
I guess I would have wanted her to be curious. And willful, unstoppable, even. But with enough compassion to heal the world. Just a little bit.
She made it home.
Anyway, that's all I've got for now, Gaia. Time to tuck in.
I wish you a pleasant sleep, Elizabeth.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. I'll catch you tomorrow.
Okay, well. Okay, that was quite the emotional ending. We did it. We really did it. It was my first open world game ever. Well, that's not quite true. Again, I played Ghost of Tsushima before. But it is always different to play an open world game and record it and play it with you guys than just playing it for myself. Because with these open world games, there's a lot of going back and forth between locations, and if you don't have fast travel in the beginning, then yeah, you have to run, and then as a player, when you show it on YouTube, you're a bit at least I am concerned that this bores people. Then there's also always this balance that you have to try to hit well, and I don't think I did it too well, but again, it's my first open world game on YouTube, where you have to balance the main quests and the side quests. If you do too many side quests in between, then you lose track of the main quest, and I think this happened to me a little bit, especially in the beginning. And there were a lot of side quests, which I think was in the end extremely good that we did. All of these people that we helped during the game actually came to our aid at the end. And I think this is a really cool thing that they implemented in the game. And so I'm happy that we did this, and I'm happy that we made the right decisions, for example, with Nil. The game itself is, I mean, there's no question, it's an unbelievably beautiful game. Like, I was stunned every single time I entered a new area. I loved that there was this change in environment between the land of the Nora and then the Oseram, and then when you walk to Meridian, like all this like changes in the environment were just stunning. The first time I saw Meridian and the Spire was just like mind-blowing, and I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful looking game. I did enjoy the side quest lines and everything, and I think I also enjoyed the main quest. I don't want to say too many negative things about the game, because this is just really my own opinion, and I also think that I never really got into the gameplay super deep, but I think this is my biggest criticism a little bit, that because of so many weapons, but very reduced weapon slots, so many different armor sets that you have, and all of these different things, it was just too much for me. It was too much for me to really value all the different weapons, all the different armor sets, and it was also too much for me to really use them in the right way that they were supposed to be used. And I think this is a little bit unfortunate. What I would have liked to have is maybe that was just me not understanding the tutorials properly, but there were a couple of tutorials for each weapon type, and some of the tutorials were just like, use this weapon 3 times, but it wasn't explained really how to use it. So with the not the tripcaster, the ropecaster, for example, I never used the ropecaster because I never understood how to use it, and the tutorial wasn't helping. But I think this was just my personal issue with just too much that the game had to offer, and I wasn't I wasn't prepared to use this properly. The main quest line, I think, is awesome. Like the world goes down, but we have this like AI, Gaia in this case, that recreates the whole world basically, with everything that lives in it. And if it fails, we have an anti-system, so to say, that destroys everything, and Gaia can start again. I also like that because I think it just mirrors what happened before. Like the machines went corrupt, or not corrupt, but deranged, and all of a sudden they were turning against humanity, and they were using humanity to reproduce and to stay alive. And so it's not so much of an surprise that something very similar happened with Hades. And basically the cycle was repeated, but in a different way. I also really liked that we played as Aloy, and that we got to know her life story. I think I was in between. I was always like thinking, okay, Elizabeth must be her mother. But then there was this time issue. It was just too long ago between Aloy and her mother. Then it was like, okay, maybe Cryo or something. But that didn't work out. And then the revelation that she's actually a clone of Elizabeth was really cool. It was a really cool idea. I think the whole idea was amazing. And when we had these holographs explaining how Gaia works, and then also Gaia explaining what happened to Hades and what will happen to her, it was also really emotional. And I think also right now there are so many, not so much AI and machine stuff happening, but the world's going to be destroyed and it's going to go down. It just sometimes hits too close to home. For me at least. So I think this is a really, really nice storyline. I would have just wished that the storyline would have been not within an open world scenario. You know, like, I think the storyline is so good that it would have been much better if it would have been compressed in a more straightforward storyline. Because what I said earlier, sometimes you get just distracted by the side stories, and that's just fair, I think. But then you lose track a little bit of what's actually going on. And I played it blind. I don't know. I'm gonna watch a couple of YouTube videos that explain this whole story again a little bit, because I'm 100% certain at times I didn't really understand what was going on. And then my other biggest criticism, I think, is, and again, this is just my opinion, it's just my feeling of after finishing this game, is that I cared about the story a lot. I didn't care so much about the characters, not even Aloy. And I think the main issue for me was that we have this strong female lead character, which is amazing. But I also think that the developers went a little bit too over the top with this like strong element, because she rarely showed any emotions. Of course, she sometimes said, I can't believe this, or this is horrifying. Like she verbalized what she was feeling, but it didn't really transfer with her facial expressions and all these things. And sometimes she, you know, when I would find out a couple of these things that happened during the storyline, I would have an emotional outburst. But that doesn't make me less of a strong, independent female character in this case, or woman in the real world. Emotions are normal. And I think they took that away from her a little bit too often, so that her reactions sometimes felt forced or wooden, at least to me. So I had really trouble to relate to Aloy. For me, if I just imagine a character that I really root for and I'm really into their storyline, and then I find out they're a clone, they're not even, like, I don't want to say real, of course they're real, but you know what I mean? It would be devastating for me. But I was just thinking, oh wow, that's super interesting, and of course it's terrible for Aloy, but I didn't really feel it. When I compare this, of course it's a completely different genre and everything, and a completely different developer and also idea behind it. But I think the game or games that were mostly for me like relatable and also transmitted the emotions perfectly was like The Last of Us. And there was, I mean, the dialogue wasn't deeper or anything, but it was something else that just transferred the emotions that happened there much better than Horizon Zero Dawn did. And I think this is a little bit of a missed opportunity, at least for me. I did learn a lot how to play the game while I was playing the game. I think I learned a lot when I was playing for myself, because I had a stretch of time where I was playing for myself and doing the and it was good because that made me a bit better in the game. So yeah, I think this is my main takeaway from the game. I don't always have to have a game that that delivers the story on a silver platter to me, and that always has a connection to the characters. I also play video games where this is absolutely not happening, and you have to watch lore videos afterwards to even understand what's happening. But I think the idea behind Horizon Zero Dawn was to have a character that you can relate to, a character that you root for, or characters. It wasn't just Aloy. It was also Aaron and all the other characters that we got really close to, and I knew I had to feel bad for them at moments, but it didn't really transfer. But I think this was the goal of Horizon Zero Dawn. Besides being an open, it's also a lot to ask from the developers, to be honest, to have these huge open world game, have a huge storyline, and then also make it possible to convey and transmit these feelings that everyone's feeling. It's a lot to ask, but I think that's what they were going for, and I think they missed the opportunity a little bit with the connection to the character. I wanted to know what's happening. I wanted to know what's happening to all of them, but mainly because I was interested in the storyline, less because I was interested in them personally. And I think this is my major critique point, and I would be really interested in what you guys think. How was it when you were playing it? Because again, I was completely overwhelmed with the amount of weapons and armors that we have, and then I had this personal feeling that the character development and also the character relatedness or relationship between the player and the character wasn't really there. And I would like to hear your opinion, because that's my opinion, that's what I experienced, this is how I experienced the game. But I would like to really know what you guys are thinking. But yeah, in total, I think it was an amazing game. I'm thinking about playing Horizon Forbidden West. I think it is for the PlayStation 4 still, maybe, hopefully. If not, I can't play it, obviously. But if it is, then I want to play it, but I'm thinking about playing it live, which would mean for me, I cannot upload it on YouTube. I can only play it live and then the video is gone, like on Twitch. Because I think that open world games sometimes are a little bit better in live streams, because you can communicate with the viewers while you run from A to B and stuff like that, and you can get live tips while you're playing, and I think this is always helpful. So yeah, please let me know under the video what you think, what your opinions are, how you experienced the game, what maybe also tell me what the best and not the worst sounds terrible, but what the really good parts of the game and the not so good parts of the game were for you. So because I'm seeing it right now, the Frozen Wilds, this is the DLC. I hope that I can access the DLC still now, and that it doesn't immediately put me into New Game Plus, which I don't think so, because when the game came out, the DLC wasn't out yet, so you could access it separately. So I think it's still possible, hopefully. And I will play it, but I will not put it out that regularly as I did this now, like the main story, because currently I'm still playing Elden Ring, and the next game I'm going to play is probably Hollow Knight. And then these will be my two main games, and when I have time, I will play the the Frozen Wilds, and put it up as it comes. So that would be my plan. And yeah, that's enough for me. Let me know in the comments what you think. I thank you so much for watching. I know that this wasn't the most popular series so far, but that's okay. I'm not putting it up for the views. I'm putting it up for interaction, and because I just find it interesting and funny to do that. So yeah, let me know what you think, what you thought of the story, I thank you so much for watching. I thank you so much for giving me tips and hints here and there. That was really helpful. And yeah, I'm gonna let the credits roll because I think that's just fair to everyone who was involved in making this game. And then I'll see you all in one of my other Let's Plays, or then maybe in the live one, which is not coming that soon, the Forbidden West. And then also in the Frozen Wilds DLC. And until then, bye bye.
friend, remember me. We've still so much to discuss. So much you never revealed. Your masters, for example. The ones who sent the signal that woke you. Knowledge has its rewards, don't you think? Well, let's begin.